Greetings and salutations, ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen. Welcome to yet
hold on
another
real quick.
installment. What?
Oh wait,
God
no.
damn
You're good.
it.
You're good. My bad. I apologize for that.
All
I
right,
seen the audio
take
wasn't
two.
moving, but it was a different audio. It was a different channel, so you're good to go. My bad, dog.
All right, take two. Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to yet another installment of The Lowdown. I'm Loke7. He's Ham Solo. Ham, how you doing?
I'm fantastic. Tired, but fantastic. I've been playing
Tired
Starfield
as
like a
hell.
goddamn demon. It's been
Yeah.
a problem. I told myself, I was like, all right, man, like, we got to get back into the week. You know, the daughter got school. I'm
Yeah,
feeling really tired right now. It's 8 o'clock. I'll give it until 9. Looks back
Damn.
up at the clock, and it's 1 a.m.
Oof.
It
Oof.
was one of those nights where it's just like, I kept like, I was even in the party with Matt, and I was just like, yo, like, I need to do the story missions. I said that like 3 different times. I need to do the story missions. But somehow, every time I was on the way to the story mission, something would happen. Where, like either it was a dog fight, and then I'm like, man, I got tossed in that dog fight. I ain't going out like that. I'm finna go look, and then I'm spending an hour looking for ship parts. I finally get a bunch of ship parts to go back into the heavy battle. And I'm like, forget about that. Like, whatever. Like I ended up getting to a certain part where I was like beating them, but then I got to the last part and there's like 5 ships. And it's just me. And I'm just
you
like,
don't do that.
And it just like I'm still like I'm with a reinvented version of the first ship still. Like, I haven't bought no big crazy new ship yet. I'm kind of saving that money up. I got a little over 100K right now, and I'm just saving. and then that happens, and I'm just like, screw doing that. I do like a couple. I do a couple story missions, and then I'm walking in Neon City, and this dude just walks out of nowhere and is like, "Hey, better watch your back around here. You can mess around and get hurt." And I was like, "Word?" And I was and he was like, "Yeah, watch out for the Striker Gang." And I was like, "The Striker Gang? What's it like this sounds interesting. My name is Con Noonensai. Hello. I'm interested." Goodness. And he was just like, "Well, these are the details for this gang. And if you want to go talk to him and whatnot, you can go here, here, and here." And I was like, "All right, I'll bet. I'm going to go there." And he's like, "Well, you know, for my trouble of giving you that information, I'd like some money." And I was like, "Hell no." So I left him, you know, empty-handed. And then I went and I joined the gang. I joined the Striker Gang, and I ended up being part of that. And that was 2 hours of just randomness, or 2 or 3 hours of just randomness. And then I find myself right back where I started. I need to do the main quest.
Yeah.
I finally get to the main quest, and by the way, the side missions are insanity. They're insane. They are very detailed.
Since you're out here spoiling, I might as well spoil one of the side missions.
I didn't spoil anything.
You're talking about this gang. That's spoiling it.
There is more than one gang.
True. That was story time, Starfield edition, ladies and gentlemen. We'll probably be doing this on and off like until 2030. So just enjoy it. Welcome in. Matt Likes Game says, "What up, gamers?" Mr. Joanna Duck coming here with the slander already, saying, "Tonight I catch a red-eye flight back home. To help me sleep, I'm going to load up on YouTube video of Horizon Forbidden West and have Aloy put me to sleep." Big Mad Mo Good morning. The Salt Mines. Welcome in. Says answer
what
to the
up, bruh?
question is no, it's a great game, but it's not doing much different. Yet I'd say wait for the DLC to make that decision. The worst part for me is just the immersion breaking. Salt Mines. You got a lot of salt to collect today. The Dusty Uno says, let's go. Blind Giant, welcome in, brother. Appreciate the support. Raichi, you're never late. You're always on time. Dolanite, welcome in. Thanks for the support as a member. Saj, welcome in. All right.
All right, before
Roll
you
call
go any further,
done.
Loke, just to let everybody
What?
else know that's here. Memberships are available,
Yeah.
$2 starting out to get yourselves the emotes. And then on Fridays, we do the giveaway. I still need to get up with Raichi and get him that $10 voucher for winning it last week. He said he wanted the Xbox $10 voucher, so I'm gonna make sure I get that to him a little bit later this evening, right after the show, probably. So yeah, can go on ahead and continue, Lo. Oh yeah, and super chats are available too if you want to do that.
Yes. I guys, I need to be able to afford my Game Pass. I'm counting on you guys to pay for my 10.
No,
10
you
bucks.
stop it. You better figure it
I
out.
believe in you guys. All right.
You better
I believe
figure
in
it
you
out.
guys.
You better figure that
shit out. So yeah, who is this? Sergeant Sentinel says he went on a side quest, found a new ship called the Razor Lock or something like that. That's the worst part about this game, man. Like you said, well, worst or maybe best, whatever. You can, when you boot it up, you're like, okay, I'm going to play only the main mission. That's all I'm going to do. You start the game, you open the menu, you select the main mission. Let's do this. Dude, 9 times out of 10, something pops up, and then 5 hours later, you're like, damn, I haven't done anything on the main mission. So that's definitely a thing. Welcome in, Silent Cypher. My little story, and I'll try not to spoil anything for anyone.
Likes right now. What's happening? Continue.
Come on, y'all, spam the likes. Come on, smash the like button. Ham, I was doing a mission for that cop in Jameson. I'm forgetting his name, right? So I accidentally shoot someone when I shouldn't have shot them, and I got arrested. Have you been arrested in that game?
Yes.
And then things happened.
Yeah, things happened.
I was trying to do something. I got arrested thinking, okay, it's just going to reset like GTA style or maybe Cyberpunk style. Nope. This is a Bethesda game. Getting arrested actually opens up another quest that you don't even... I don't think you can actually find that quest unless you get arrested. So...
Right.
That was it. That was very interesting. And that's how I lost my rabbit hole. Since you're talking about your lack of productivity, I also share mine. As everyone knows, I decided to go back to the gym a couple of months ago. Thursday last week, 2 a.m., that's when Starfield became available for us, right? So I wake up at 3 in the morning. I played Starfield till about 5:30 in the morning. And I was on voice chat. I was in a party chat with Flamish, and he had to almost kick me out, saying, "Dude, just go to work. Just go to." Because I was kind of like, you know what? Maybe I don't really need to go to work. It's like, dude, go to work. So I dropped it. I went to work. As I was leaving work, I was like, no gym today. Starfield. Saturday, I woke up 9 a.m. full of energy. I could probably go to the gym, and I was like, Starfield. I didn't change out of my undies. I'm so ashamed of myself, but that's what happened, guys. Sunday, I didn't even go to church. All right?
Oh, man, this man.
I'm sorry. Jesus, forgive me. I didn't even go to church. I was like, you know what? Guys, I'll see you next Sunday. I'll go back. I'll go back church next Sunday. It's fine. I was like, I'm not leaving.
You just had your wife splash in holy water in your face as you played,
bro. Mr. Jordan Dark with the $2 super chat. Thank you. Says, is Starfield as big as 19 inches of Venom? Pause. LOL. We will get to those inches.
Oh wow! You're gonna.
We will definitely get to them.
You're thirsting for them. I'm good.
Point is, this weekend, I think if there was a way to gauge the productivity levels of just everyone that is a gamer, right? I think this past weekend, it was an all-time low. I don't think people got in their cars to go anywhere. I don't think anyone did anything. It was just Starfield.
Yeah, it had like 250 people, concurrent players or something at a time, and it's in the early access right now, which is pretty impressive.
150,000 people.
250.
Yeah. 1,000.
Yeah.
Or just 200.
250,000.
250,000. Yeah. Okay. Just correcting. Damn, the chat is popping on. Hey, you guys, thank you guys for coming through. Really appreciate you guys supporting us. Ham, usually I have like sports ball or general entertainment stuff to bring up before we start, but there's really nothing to talk about. Honestly, it's just Starfield.
There is a lot to talk about football wise and stuff like that, but
let's go.
You know what? No,
I'm waiting on you.
No, because
I'm waiting on you.
You know why we can't talk about that this time?
Why?
You know why? Because I completely ignored it. The flag that's right here. They played on Thursday night and I didn't even notice.
Yeah, that's bad.
I mean, partially because I was doing an episode of Behind Them Sticks, but also I was salivating at the time of doing Behind Them Sticks, thinking I can't wait to play Starfield. I didn't even think about my favorite. I didn't even think about my favorite team in real life because it was I was too busy, doing stuff.
Ham Solo. Since we're talking about favorite teams, my favorite team, Manchester United, lost this past weekend. I usually watch their games. I wasn't even aware that they were playing this weekend. Just whatever. Tragic. I found out from my brother because he supports Arsenal, and that's the team that beat my team. So that's the only way I found out that my team lost.
So he's gloating and you're like, huh?
I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then I'm back to play Starfield. Literally, that's what he calls me on a Sunday. Like, did you? I'm like, did I see what, bro? I'm like, it was like the game. Were you not watching? Nope. What happened in the game? Oh, Arsenal won 3-1. We beat you guys at your place. And I'm like, okay, cool story, bro. I need to go. I just hung up. So
I'll holler at you later.
Yeah, Starfield is a bit. It's a bit much. Starfield's a bit much.
In the field.
Oh, yes.
Speaking of being coming in field, hot. Oh, go ahead.
Reggie says that like this video or your access to Starfield will be denied. Thank you so much, Reggie.
Love it.
Really appreciate that. Dollar Knight says I haven't been arrested yet. I'm playing somewhat of a good guy. Guys, don't do it. Play it the way you want to play. Don't listen to these people saying, "Oh, do this, do that," bro. No. If what you want to do is if you want to spend the rest of 2023 just building your settlement on a random ass planet, and that brings value to your purchase, brother man, sister girl, do your thing. All right, do your thing. Silent Cypher, $5 super chat, thank you. Says, did Loke just say he was wearing dirty undies because of Starfield? Guys, I'm blaming everything on Starfield.
Oh shit.
Everything.
In his pants.
I'm blaming it on Starfield. I'm serious. If I get divorced over this fucking game, I'm suing Phil Spencer.
Yeah. You should repeat what you said before the show here. That was pretty phenomenal.
I will not be said. Actually, everyone that subscribes to our future tier will get to hear all that slander. But anyway, Tortoise Hawaii says, I identify as a brother girl. You know what, Tortoise?
Brother girl.
Do your thing, man. Do your thing. This guy. Wow. Welcome in, Tortoise Hawaii. I appreciate
You want to go on ahead and get into that subject while we at it right now?
Let's do that. Oh God. Rachie says PS Plus price increases because of Starfield. Okay, Hamothy. So this is an article from Game Rant, right? But I want to use the article to slant into another discussion that I think is important. So this from Game Rant. Frequent Starfield is one of the highest rated new games of 2023, receiving praise for its ambitious open world. Some reviewers have criticized Starfield for its slow start and certain dated aspects, but its overall review score is unlikely to change significantly from its current 88 rating. Starfield's release on Xbox Game Pass highlights the success of the platform, with other Game Pass releases like Sea of Stars and Hi-Fi Rush also making it into the top 20 highest rated games of 2023 so far. Ham, the way where I want to take this is, actually no. Before I take it, let me set the table properly. Let me set the whole table. Here are the following games that got higher ratings than Starfield in order: Baldur's Gate 3, 96 Metacritic; The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, 96 Metacritic; Metroid Prime Remastered, 94 Metacritic; The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition, 94 Metacritic; Tetris Effect Connected, 93; Resident Evil 4, 93; Street Fighter 6, 92; Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Expansion Pass Wave 4 Future Redeemed. That's the whole title.
Say that
92.
again? Jesus, I forgot the name. I forgot the first part of the name.
Yep. That's the whole game, y'all. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Expansion Pass Wave 4 Future Redeemed. That's a whole game.
That's impressive.
Got a 92. Diablo 4 got a 91. Sea of Stars, 90. Rogue Legacy 2, 90. Quake 2 Enhanced Edition, 90. Jack Gene, 90. Moss Book 2, 90. Persona 4 Golden, 90. Ghost Trick Phantom Detective, 90. Dave the Diver, 90. Dead Space, 89. Hi-Fi Rush, 89. Pizza Tower, 89. So all in all, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's 20 games that have a better rating than Starfield, right? Table set. Ham, taking that into consideration, is Starfield a game of is it the game or one of the games of the generation?
Oh, absolutely. And you know what I found really interesting as you're reading off all of the names of those games? Because you guys keep in mind, I didn't hear any of this stuff. I had no idea about any of the topics today until about maybe a half hour before the show. And that's only because I was setting things up to be able to share them on the screen and stuff like that, which actually I need to get into doing that right now because I didn't even finish getting that set up. But one thing I noticed is Loke at the beginning said that some people don't find that there are new enough mechanics in the game, right? You said that, right?
Someone in the comments, some of the comments says they're doing nothing new.
We'll check this out. We'll check this out.
All right.
80 or 90% of the games that you just said were either sequels or remasters or remakes. So what are we doing here?
Straight up. Let's count them. Witcher 3, Tetris Effect, Resident Evil 4, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 expansion pass wave 4 future redeemed. Christ, that's a long name. Persona 4 Golden. Dead Space 6. That's 6. So it's not that many. It's like maybe
No.
30%.
I said
30%
sequels as
is
well.
remake.
I said sequels as well.
Oh, no.
So add
Okay.
Zelda.
Okay.
So add
So
Baldur's
Diablo.
Gate.
Oh God!
Diablo.
All right.
Mhm.
Okay. Street
Not
Fighter
enough.
6.
Not enough new though, right? Not enough
Rogue
new.
Legacy 2, Quake 2, Moss Book 2, Persona 4. Yeah. All right. Ghost Trick is also a sequel. Yeah. All right.
Not
All
enough
right. The
new
only new
though.
ones is the only new ones above it is Hi-Fi Rush, Pizza Tower, Jack Gene. Has anyone in the chat played Jack Gene? Do you know what the hell Jack Gene even is? Sea of Stars. That's 3 games. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The in terms of new, like new, it's just 3. Go ahead, finish it off.
Yeah, I mean that right there. I don't think I really need to go any further, but sure, I guess I will. I mean, in my opinion, I think the game adds a ton of new stuff if you know how to get around and do it, and figuring it out is kind of a task of itself. So like there are things in the game that I may have just unlocked within the last hour of me playing it, and I'm a few days into playing. Like technically, if I were to look up the time that I'm in, I think it's like a day in 10 hours or a day in 12 hours in the game. Like when you go to the menu before you start the game and it tells you your actual time on the save, because a lot of people are showing what they have on their Xbox app on their phone, but that's not real. That means the game's just running.
Yeah.
Right? But like in the actual game, before you select your save, it tells you how long you've been playing. And that's what I've been kind of going based off of. And I just before I got off last night unlocked the ability to be able to build my own settlement kind of thing, so I can store very important items. Okay.
And also create the transit link. Okay, you know what? Maybe that's a spoiler. No, it's fine. Yeah, carry on.
So like I said, and I'm a day and 12 hours into actual real play of the game. Like that's wild to that I'm just now figuring out this type of stuff after this long of playing. And then if anybody's been paying kind of close attention to like Twitter or what they've been talking about, shout out What's Cracking Cult Classic Cage. Just wanted to say what's up. See you up in the chat. They also Paul Tassi was talking about the new game plus. It's something that we're not going to be able to talk about for a long time, but there are insane pieces that change up the entire game. And I'm now I don't know how many of us went on Twitter and seen Gene Park talking about the game. This dude is in love. I
thought he was a Sony pony.
This man is on like his 4th character right now. And he's like, and he hopped on PC, gave himself like a mod or something like that to have $1 billion, and then transferred back over to Xbox and played his save over there with all that money.
What? You can do that?
I guess. I mean, like, that's what he said he did.
Okay.
And like,
I'm looking it up right now. I'm breaking Starfield. I don't give a damn. I'm going to buy all the ships. I don't give a damn. You guys in the chat can roast me all you want. I'm getting all the money in the world.
I'm just
putting
saying,
9999999.
This game is this game to in my opinion, to say this game doesn't have enough new and not have done everything is maybe kind of like, I mean, whatever, just talking a little too early. I mean, the game's been out for how long? A handful of people beat it, and a lot of people, like, not just a lot of people, like pretty much all of us have yet to figure out all the secrets about it. Like,
No
there's a
one's going
ton
to figure
to
it out
go
anymore,
into this
so.
game, and it has me excited, but like intimidated, and maybe that, I think I think that is one of the things that weighs on the score of Starfield so much, is because I feel like it's intimidating to a lot of people. So like there's one person I've seen give a review saying that they were pretty much saying that they didn't have the time to play this type of game, and other people complaining that it's literally, like, in their complaint saying that it's a RPG, of course, but that's what Bethesda does. But like, it's not just the RPG elements that make this game, for some people, may feel like it's dragging, but it's literally, if you didn't realize what Starfield was before you came, it is literally a game of you just adventuring and figuring things out. It's not any type of a game that's going to tell you exactly what you need to do, how you need to do it, grab your hand and take you all around. It is like, yo, go figure it out. And if you ain't
Well
got it
done,
figured
Ham.
out, come back when you do got it figured out.
Well done, Ham. You were so
Yeah.
close. You were so close to going the whole way, and then you backed out. Well done. Well done. Thank you. I
I backed
appreciate
out
you
of
for
what?
that one.
What I back
You
out of?
you were about to you when talking about holding your hand and tell you what to do. You were so close to be like, oh, cutscenes,
No, it has plenty of cutscenes.
story heavy and stuff. Okay, all right.
It has plenty.
All right.
It has plenty
Dusty.
of cutscenes. Has plenty of dialogue.
Mhm,
It has a lot of
mhm.
everything. It does. It's
And
just
that's what
jam packed.
intimidates people.
I think it
Dusty
scares the
says
hell out
my
of people.
time. He says my time did not go up while in start screen. It does. It's not the start screen. When you pause and then you try and save manually, it shows there the hours right under your actual save.
Mm-hmm.
Rachie says, I wonder if the furry community dislikes the fact that we don't have any Khajiit in the game. That was a joke. That was a Skyrim joke. Very clever.
Like, bro, there was one option that you can pick that I want to work towards later on, but there is an option called
Okay.
martial arts. And I just want to see what the heck that means.
You know what? As long as game of the game. Sorry, go ahead. Finish.
No, I was done.
Okay, I just hope that with the whole martial arts thing that you're seeing, I hope the Game Awards don't decide to put Skyrim as a fighting game. Please. All right? It's bad enough they put Sifu. It's bad enough they put Sifu last year. No, we're good. All right? Stop misgendering games. All right? Can we do that? Game Awards. All right, Ham. So you say it's the game of the year, game of the generation, even though it's like 20th. No, it's out of the top 20 in terms of the Metacritic ratings. Matt said something interesting where he said that the Metacritic score doesn't matter. So let me quote him. He says, scores don't matter anymore. It's about the long haul for Bethesda games. We'll see how many people are still playing this in 2033. So I am of the same sentiment. If you talk about game of the year, we're talking about the game in that calendar year, correct? So it's fair to judge anything that came out and to see its reception during the year. So when someone says game of the generation, technically you can't tell them. Well, I guess you can tell them that they're wrong because it hasn't been proven yet, right? But
Right.
you also can't say that they're completely wrong because even the assertion hasn't been proven right or wrong. We can only go off of past performance. This is my favorite quote: "Past performance informs future results." So if you look at everything Bethesda has done before, it's a fair assessment to say this is probably one of the front runners for game of the generation. And we won't be able to say like whether this is true or fact or not until the next console cycle.
Right
But
now,
right now,
Starfield has the same Metacritic score as Cyberpunk, and no one's gonna say Cyberpunk ain't that game.
But it's not a game of the generation. And
really,
this is coming from I'm an ultra Cyberpunk fan.
I would say Cyberpunk's up there for one of the games of the generation. One of the games of the generation.
Yeah. Remember, we were talking
not
about
the,
music,
but one of the.
Yeah, I guess the depends on people's specific tastes. But there's usually like 5 or 10 games, right, during a console cycle that you're like, yeah, these are the games that defined the generation. Cyberpunk, and I'm an ultra Cyberpunk fan. I believe that I love it, and I have played it even more than you have, Ham.
Oh yeah, and that's for sure.
By the end of this generation, Cyberpunk will be a footnote, in my opinion. It's a great game. It's a fantastic game, but it's not.
Depends on how long the generation is.
Yeah, apparently we're almost at the end of this one. Dusty says, I can't wait for Cyberpunk 2.0. Actually, 2.0, yeah, okay. Yeah. It's going to be massive. So Ham, you disagree with Cyberpunk not being one of the games of the generation? Specifically, why? Because now I want to fight you about this.
You're wondering why I think Cyberpunk is one of the games of the generation?
Yeah.
Because it has not left the news. It has not left the news since it came out. For good or bad. And then the resurgence. Let me finish. And then the resurgence of Cyberpunk.
All right.
Was Hall of Fame level. And they're coming out with legendary. This new piece that's going to pretty much uproot the game. And people are excited about that. Remember the concurrent viewers and the records that it broke. Tears of the Kingdom hasn't been on Twitter like Cyberpunk has. Hogwarts hasn't been on there like that. Even Elden Ring, as big as Elden Ring is, it has not been talked about as much as Cyberpunk.
Damn. Are you serious right now?
Yes. Elden Ring is a big game, but how many people are talking about Elden Ring right now versus Cyberpunk? Let's go back into January and talk and ask how many people were still. I mean, this is just after the Game Awards, so that's the only reason people were still talking about Elden Ring, in my opinion, is because it beat God of War. If God of War wasn't there and Elden Ring just sweeped, I don't know.
But Elden Ring, like, it sold over 20 million copies, Ham.
Did Cyberpunk not sell that much?
It took over the mind of like most gamers.
Cyberpunk took over the year in just being talked about as broken, and then got taken over for another 10 months for being talked about being fixed. Had a whole show around it.
Okay, but you know what, Ham? We can't sit here and say negative discourse can be added as an argument for your game being one of the games of the generation. Otherwise, Battlefront 2 is one of the games of the generation for the PS4.
But that's Xbox not true. But Battlefront 2
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that's different because are you talking about the Battlefront with the microtransactions and everything?
Yeah.
That's
broke.
all negativity.
That didn't just break gaming,
That's
Ham.
all
That didn't
negativity. Cyberpunk had the negative
So there has to be a
and
mix.
the positive. It had the negative and the positive, and it almost balances itself. And it's still relevant to this day. Very relevant to this day. People are still talking, and you just got done playing the game how many different times, Loke? Beat it how many times? You can't wait to get back into it, and you're gonna tell me that it's not a big deal.
No,
it's one of my favorite games, but it's not that. It's not generational. Even though I couldn't stop playing it. And I love it, and I'll argue anybody that tries to argue with me about Cyberpunk. But as soon as somebody tells you that it could be generational, you're like, no.
All right, let me finish. So let me finish my point on Cyberpunk. This guy, listen. All your points are valid, but generational, right? My personal prediction is that the next consoles are coming out in 2028. Okay? I might be short a year or two. Okay, fine. Let's agree on 2028. CD Projekt Red has already said this is the last update they're doing on Cyberpunk. There's nothing else they're doing for Cyberpunk 2077. The year is the year of our Lord 2023. 2028 is 5 years from now. Ham, I don't think Cyberpunk is going to be in the minds of gamers for the next 5 years. I don't see it. I'm sorry. The reason why I'm confident, I'd be willing, if there was a place to make bets, right? I'd be willing to put $100 on Starfield as a generational game, is because of everything else everyone's talking about in the chat. Mods and just Bethesda magic. That it's not like, and no offense, because I loved the game, right? But God of War, for example, is one of the games of generation for the PS4, Xbox One gen. But you play it and there's one outcome, right? Cyberpunk next to Starfield, I think because they have similar mechanics in terms of how they play, besides the whole space thing, I just think it's going to get buried in like the discourse of gaming generation wise. I don't think it's gonna work. People are still talking about Witcher 3. Witcher 3 was a fluke, in my opinion. And also, this, Yobi.
Give it its
Let
credit.
me finish.
I'm not the biggest fan of that game either, but it deserves its flowers like Final Fantasy, in my opinion.
If we're going to talk about Witcher 3, I have to be consistent. Yobi knows this because we've been talking about Witcher 3 for years now. Dude, I'm not impressed with Witcher 3. I'm sorry.
Neither am I, but I ain't going to deny its greatness. I've the only Zelda game that I beat front to back is Breath of the Wild. That's the only one. Other ones, I have them. I've dabbled in them. Yeah. I'm not a Zelda fan, but I can't deny its greatness. You trying to deny Witcher 3's greatness?
Dude, there's objective truths, okay? That's why I played. That's why I slugged through Witcher 3, because I sat there and I bought it and I was like, you know what? This game is objectively one of the greatest games of all time, because everyone told me it was one of the greatest games of all time. All right? So that's why I put in the effort. I was bored out of my mind throughout the game. I was like, this is going to get good at some point. Next thing, credits are rolling. Objectively, I can accept that this is a fantastic game. I'm talking about me, dog. Me, personally. Witcher 3, mid. Yobi, he says, I don't know what I'm talking about. Do you have the same smoke for Matt? Or is it just for me? I don't know, dog. I don't know. Because Matt concurs. Anyways, Ham, just to be clear, for me, in my opinion, Starfield game of the generation because of what Bethesda has done before and because of what we're experiencing now. The last time I had this situation was with Vampire Survivors. And it's strange to say this, but I think Vampire
that's a strange
Survivors
comparison.
Yes, yes. But it's not about just looking at gameplay. It's about what does the game do to you when you play it. Because a good game to point out here is Horizon Forbidden West. Remember him? Horizon looks fantabulous.
Mm-hmm.
But unless you're a super Sony fan, everyone's just like, it's boring. So for me, I think Starfield and Vampire Survivors, those are the two, in my opinion, games of the generation so far. Ham, besides Starfield, what other game is the game of the generation?
Game of the generation. Yeah, because I agree on Starfield for sure. I agree. And I'm gonna throw a game out there that I don't like at all. Fortnite. It's another game of the generation. Just is. Love it or hate
But
it.
did it start this gen? Is it fair to lump in Fortnite when Fortnite technically not technically, literally started in the previous gen? I think Fortnite falls in the last gen.
Maybe, but then we're getting to Dynasty.
How so?
Because I think if something's repeatedly good to people and people cannot stop coming back, then it's kind of creating this kind of like area that can't really be messed with other than that game. And Fortnite is so dominant. It's so dominant that people to this day are still trying and closing up shop because of Fortnite. That's why I'm saying it's like a dynasty at this point, because it has opened people's eyes and shut them.
So it's not just about it's about continued relevancy, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
So Skyrim has a chance to be a game of the generation this gen.
That's an interesting take right there. To add to
because they're still doing crazy numbers. They're still updating it. They're still putting up DLCs and stuff.
Well, I'd say that it's been a dynasty for a while then. But like if we're talking about but you're talking about game of the generation, and I'm just merging that into, because you're right. If you're gonna say, oh well, if we're bringing in games from other generations, then I think that's fair to then create a different category for them and just call them dynasties. Okay. So then, as for game of the generation, so Fortnite got moved over to that. It's not in this specific category that you're talking about. That got moved over. So other than Starfield and Vampire Survivors, because I can tell you firsthand from myself that I got completely lost in Vampire Survivors.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd go as far as saying, if we're gonna throw Starfield in there, I'd definitely throw Baldur's Gate in there as well. I would. For real.
What?
I'm not ready to play
Baldur's Gate. Yes.
I'm not ready to play it, and it's not really my type of game. But like if they're doing stuff that's making other devs nervous,
yep,
you're cooking with something.
Masks are falling off in real time, thanks to Baldur's Gate.
Exactly.
That's something no one can do, or no one has done in a long time.
Let's see. I'd definitely say Elden Ring is there for sure, because that brought so many people, including myself, as a person that's not into Souls games that much. That game pulled and punched so high above its waist.
Yes.
And nailed the landing. So if I'm giving all these other games the respect, I'm going ahead and say that as well. Things that I don't know, like I want to say Zelda, but I feel like when I start to move into like things like Zelda or God of War, I start to feel like that's kind of dynasty-ish, you know? Where it's just kind of like they never weren't on a roll.
But you
Does
know
that
why
make
I think
sense?
that's a cop out though, Ham. That's a cop out because there's been situations where the sequel is not well received. There's
There has
nothing that
been, but
guarantees
Zelda
tomorrow.
kept it pushing.
Hey, it's
God of
not
War
Michael
kept it
Jordan's
pushing.
fault. It's not Michael Jordan's fault that he kept kicking everyone's ass, dude. It's not his fault. So if Zelda keeps whooping everyone's butt, we can't what how can I put this? We can't penalize the makers of Zelda because they keep making bangers. They may not be bangers for me and you, but because me and you are not fanboys, we can look at something objectively and be like, yo, clearly this thing is doing damage. You know, in terms of sales and discourse and whatever. Zelda almost every week is trending on my side. So that's why when you brought it up, I didn't even challenge you. You're like, yeah, Zelda as well. That's a good point. Why so serious says, man, he's tripping with Witcher 3 slander. Why so serious? First time?
You fighting for your life,
First
love.
time? No, I'm just asking you. First time watching the show, bro? Welcome. This is a regular occurrence. We be whooping Geralt's ass every single week. Get comfortable. All right? Get comfortable. Take a seat. Okay, so we can agree, Ham, that for now, it's a safe projection. This is a projection. It's not fact, right? But it's a safe projection that Starfield is one of the games of the generation. Correct?
I'd say so, for sure, and it's one of those things.
I like it when me and you agree. It's nice.
Yes, because it's rare. But I think it's the weird thing about reviewing something like a RPG, especially one as deep as like Starfield or Baldur's Gate or something, you know, like that, is that it really comes to like just how the person decides to play their own character. So like,
yes.
So if you're answering questions and I've found myself doing this a few times myself, where I'll answer a question, but I realize I'm just playing it safe. I'm not playing it the way I want to play it. So you know what the outcome is? It's an outcome that I would have rather not liked because I played it a way that I was thinking was the game wanted me to play this way. I'm thinking the game wanted me to play this way, but really I'm just screwing myself over.
Yeah.
And that can really hinder a review for somebody. It's especially, and here's another thing about Starfield personally that just has nothing to do with anything else. And I've been seeing a lot of people doing this. And I don't blame them for it at all. But like, people will like sometimes like watch other people's play or see what other people are doing and kind of compare it with themselves. Almost like seeing a rich person in a Lamborghini and then looking down at your Ford Tempo.
Okay, I'm trying to see where are you going with this?
What I'm saying is I feel that sometimes people will not have as much fun because other people are having a lot of fun and they don't understand how that's happening.
Oh, as in you can be playing the same game.
So very similar. Let me give you an example. When I see people playing Final Fantasy VII, I don't get it. I don't get it. But year after year, or, every so often, there is just this massive Final Fantasy game and everybody can't wait to play it. Everybody can't wait to buy it. Same with Souls games. Elden Ring this time was like the first time it actually pulled me in. And I think that kind of weighs heavy on a lot of people.
So I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at you.
No, I see what you're laughing at.
Do they have 4 temples in Texas, Log? Yes, we do have 4 temples in Texas, Mozambique. For anyone that hasn't been here before, I am literally in Mozambique. Don't listen to people like Tortoise, Hawaiian, Ham Solo. I am in Mozambique.
Well, listen to
Ham.
us. Don't listen to this fraud.
Ham. Ham. I think it comes down to just the selfishness of it. And I said this when I was in an interview with Kelly Rex on his channel. Shout out to Kelly Rex. He asked me how was gaming for me? How did I get into gaming? How did I access a console and whatever? So I had to explain to him that in Zimbabwe, to just get a console, you are like super privileged, right?
Continue.
Just it doesn't matter which one. Whether it's the NES, whether it's the Sega, whatever. If you had a console, you're privileged, right? And gamers were so few back then. The first time I hopped onto the internet, it was a bit traumatizing to see people shitting on each other because of which console they had. I was like, guys, what we do is so... like, it's such a beautiful thing, right? Gaming. And you guys are gravitating towards just division and just hate. How it just shows like the propensity of human beings to just take whatever positive thing you put out there and just to shit on it, right? I say all that to say what to add to your point of people can't enjoy Starfield or its success because they don't have access to it. It's like me. I enjoy watching Zelda videos. Like when Breath of the Wild came out, I was enjoying myself, watching people having fun and whatever. Was like, wow, this game is so fun. I don't have access to a Switch. And if I'm being honest, even if I had access to one, probably wouldn't be putting in many hours into Zelda. But I can appreciate a great thing that I'm not involved in. And I think that comes from, maybe this is a messed up thing to say, Ham, but that's how I think. That comes from a place of not having. Whereas I think like Europeans and Americans and maybe Asians as well, because you guys kind of have always had it. You kind of look to the next horizon. Whereas for me, having an NES was the end of the world. That was heaven. I wasn't looking to, what about that game on the Sega that I can't play? Let me hate on that because I can't play it. I was just so thankful, so grateful for what I had. I didn't have space to look at what the other guy had or didn't have. It's like that quote of, oh my God, comparison is a thief of joy. And I think that's what happens here. Instead of people being like, you know what, Starfield's not my thing, but also being able to recognize this thing is doing damage and making peace with it. You know what I mean? And then going back.
Love it.
And going back to play Spider-Man. That's fine. That's fine. I was on Wise Old Gamers podcast last Friday. People are talking about what games are you playing during the podcast, right? Because that's what we do. Only the host is 100% in on it and the chat and whatever. I was like, I'm playing WRC Generations. The people in the chat are flaming me. The people in the panel are flaming me. And I was like, guys, can we not just be happy that we can even get access to these things. This is a privilege. But people just focused on what they can't have and not appreciate that, okay, I can't have it, but it's still a beautiful thing, you know? Sorry for rambling there.
No, that was great. That was great.
All right. Hey, Lady Foxfire coming in here. Oh, she liked my little soliloquy. Thank you. Welcome in, Lady Foxfire. She says, preach and hi, everyone. Rachie says, I enjoyed Ghost of Tsushima because I have access to it on my PS4. I enjoyed Ghost of Tsushima before I could play it. I'm just saying, I jumped on the Xbox One gen, and then when I finally made the jump to PlayStation, they're already talking about the PS5. So I was like, I'll just wait for the PS5, and then I'll get all the games I didn't play, and I'll play it on the PS5. So I loved Ghost of Tsushima before I pressed a single button on this thing. So I don't understand people that actively go out there and try to like hate on stuff just because they don't have access to it. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm not even being facetious. I'm sorry for these people. Because me, once I get off this podcast, I'm going to have fun with my games and with my life. Ham's going to do the same thing. But these people, in my opinion, it's just hate. It's just hateful. And then you can only put out what you have inside you. So they put out hate because all they have inside them is just hate. Anyways, Ham?
What's cracking?
Can we move on?
That's a nice exit.
Can we move on?
That's a nice exit. Yeah. Let's keep it pushing.
Let's move on to the next. Starfield, game of the gen, guys. Make peace with it. It'll hurt less. Next topic is coming from Bounding into Comics, and this one's a saucy one. This one's a very saucy one. Sargon of Akkad explains why gamers such as Heels versus Babyface are rightfully angry with Starfield. Ham, I think everyone saw. Hey, Rangy 4, welcome in, brother. Welcome in. Ham, I think everyone saw this rant by Heels versus Babyface, correct? Is that a fair assumption to make?
No.
All right. So I didn't send you the link to the actual video, but I'm just going to read out what he said. And he said this like,
should we watch it?
Oh my God. All right, put it on. Do you have the link?
No, I don't have the link.
All right, I'll look up the link.
Okay. Okay, this guy. You're talking about the guy with the whole pronoun thing.
Yeah.
I got the video right here. I could just show everybody.
Oh my God.
This is something.
Pull it up.
So this is something.
Bunty, wagwan, Bunty.
Yeah, I like it when you say that low because I can't do that accent very well.
I used to listen to a lot of raga when I was in Zimbabwe in high school. So I got just a little bit of that accent. It's nice.
There you go.
Carl Classic Cage says there's a lot of cursing. Yes. I also saw that you have a video up on your channel for that one. I'm gonna look at it and comment. Promise.
I just want to say something to you, Bethesda. Just want to say a little.
Matt Likes Game says, the insane.
I'm playing it.
Sorry.
Bethesda, there is nothing I love more than to sit down, comfy chair, turn on my PC, fire up a brand new RPG, lose myself, think, oh my God, just think of this world, just think of all the planets I can visit, all the immersive things that I can get involved with, all the fights, all the relationships, all the people I meet, all the places I go. I'm so excited to go there. And you know, I love nothing more than, with all of that laid out in front of me, I love nothing more than to be dragged out at every fucking conceivable opportunity so you can fucking current day us. Sorry, did you want to get immersed in our world? Yeah, well, guess what? Fucking pronouns! Fucking gender ambiguity! Fucking current day Californian shit! Because that's all we fucking know! Because we're falling into a world and just getting lost. No. Current fucking day!
Yeah, that's a lot.
Fuck off! You're boring! You're fucking dull!
All right, yeah. So I think this is a good part to pause it right there and just, I think we heard enough. He kind of just repeats himself. over and over and over at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not trying to listen to all that cursing, all that crazy cursing. I'm good. Yeah, anyways, continue, Loke, on the topic.
Right. So quickly, Review Tech USA responded to the video by saying, "I'm jealous, to be honest. I want to live in his world where life is so easy that pronouns in a character creation screen cause me to rage like this." So, okay, let's get to Sargon of Akkad's explanation for why this is fine. He said it's not really about pronouns. Pronouns are just a symptom of the pervasive corrupting force of social justice continuing to humiliate white men for the crime of being white. It's everywhere in the... Do you want to interrupt?
I just continue. I'm just like, wow, that was just that last sentence was like a Space Jam reach. Like,
did he make the basket though? That's what I want to know. Did he make it?
No, man, he fucking hit the rim and it just bounced off.
Okay.
Into the stratosphere.
All right, right. Let me carry on with the response. It says, it's everywhere in the real world, and now it's in his escapism, which he paid good money for. Why should he not be angry? The entire philosophy is built on a series of lies and requires us all to commit to its lies or face punishment. We are supposed to clap for men winning women's sports, approve of diversity hires who put people's lives at risk, and believe the media when they tell us white men are the most dangerous group in our countries. The agenda is not incidentally aimed against white men. It is openly prejudicial and explicitly targets and demonizes them every single day from the most powerful pulpits in our societies. An evil will has infused itself across our civilization, and it demands we recognize it as good. Every day, in every way, we are lied to by people who know we know they're lying, and yet they feign outrage. Do you want me to read that again?
We know.
Yes, they know that we know that they know that we know that they know. And yet they feign outrage and turn us into pariahs if we speak up and say that they're lying. It's unbearable, and they expect us to pay for the privilege.
May I please speak now? Because that was rancid.
That was a lot.
That was rancid.
Go ahead.
So, I think what he did and the reason that he did it for was mighty counterproductive.
Yes.
If you don't want to appear to be that which in that you're fighting for, then why did you display that thing that you're not liking being called? I
hate violence. I hate violence. Bro, what are you doing?
I don't know, but it was insanity to think that you did this because you're trying to protect something.
Oh my goodness.
So I mean, I'm at a loss for words for this type of stuff, and to me,
while you find your words,
to me, I think this was just like, this was 100%, in my opinion, like, as much as he's hating on the woke, He's doing exactly what he says the woke does.
He's reeing just like the re meme. He's doing exactly that.
He's
either
doing
die a
exactly
hero.
what he's doing exactly what he's making fun of, and it's just like it's insane. I've seen so many people share those, like, that the woman crying super hard, freaking out, like meme, and saying this is the woke, right? Well, that is the anti-woke. It's I've never seen something be something and then anti something, but it look the exact fucking same. It's like somebody holding up two copies of the exact same pictures and saying, I want you to find a difference.
Here's an analogy for you, Ham. Here's an analogy for you. And I saw it in I read it in one of the comic books, the Star Wars comic books. I forgot them. One of the characters who hates the Jedi, right, was a victim of the Clone Wars. He's like, I see no difference between the Jedi and the Sith, because they both carry lightsabers and they both kill and maim anyone that disagrees with them. Those are the vibes that I got here from this. From the people from the people that are entrenched in whatever it is, the message that they're driving. This is the best thing. We're doing the best thing for everyone. But for the 90%, I'm sorry, this is how I view it. 90% of the world's population is in the middle, and they agree with parts of what this guy says and parts of what the other guy says. It's only the 10% where it's like 5%, we believe everything this side says. Then on the other one, the other 5% is like, well, we believe everything these guys said. The rest of us still use common sense and are like, okay, your first point is cool, but your second one is kind of trash. Your first point is wrong, but your third one, that's solid. You know what I mean? So when he does this, it's kind of like, dude, you're shooting yourself in the foot. But to what he said, Ham, another thing that I took from it is something that my first president in Mozambique said. His name is Samora Machel. He said, you can be right about something, but the way you explain how you were right can make you wrong.
Also,
cocaine is a hell of a drug.
He might be on some coke. Just a little bit. Might be. We're not saying we have evidence of this. Next time we're getting sued. Might be. Carl Classic Cage says, I agree SJWBS is annoying, but how did that rant suddenly become how white men are treated poorly? Okay, so Ham, this is the thing, right? Everyone here in the chat has played the game. We all saw the pronouns thing. Personally, it didn't bother me, but I'm not going to sit here and say I didn't make a mental note of, But then I just moved on with my life, right? My issue when it comes to the whole pronoun thing, I have zero issue with what Starfield did. Zero issue. Putting he, him, she, what? She, her. I have zero issue with that. My only issue with the whole pronoun discussion is compelled speech. We're not going to get too deep into that because then it's going to take us forever. You can believe that you are whatever you want to believe. As soon as your freedoms encroach on mine, we have a problem. You are free to do whatever you want to do within your bubble of freedom. I believe in that 100%. But when I need to give up my freedom for you to enjoy yours, it sounds like Donkey Kong. As I think is completely wrong on this one. They gave you a choice, bro. Pick a choice and move on, please.
They did. They gave you a choice and said, hey, use that and you're good for the rest of the game.
Come on. Madlax Game says, I've never seen an adult that infuriated over the existence of pronouns. If you pick the male body, it auto-selects he, him. for just hit A and play the game. Lamar, exactly. Just play the game. Rachie says, "Stop teabagging me. Later proceed to teabag the enemy." Exactly. You're doing what you claim the other side does. Come on.
I love that. I love that
Come
analogy.
Yeah, proceeds to teabag as well. So X-Men says, maybe when I retire, I'll move to Mozambique. Bro, please, come over. I'll help you pick a place. I'll show you all around the place. My friends, my family, we're gonna hang out. It's gonna be really fun. Promise. I promise. And here we don't put old people in old homes. What we do is we either I'm serious. We don't. I'm just saying. I think we have a better culture than what you guys do there. Like when you pack up your moms and your dads and you're like, go and stay in this random resort place, right? Here, what we do is we sit down as a family and then we decide, like, okay, which one of the children is going to live with the parents until they die. And then after we decide which one of the children, so for example, me, I would then be like, okay, my parents need to move in with me, or I'm going to move to a bigger house, and then my parents come stay with me. Or if the parents have a gigantic house, I'm packing up with the wife, we're going to live with the parents. We are going to take care of our family, because there's no amount of money that's going to motivate someone to take care of your mother. There's no amount of money. Properly, with love, it's not going to happen. So, Sir X-Man, just holler at me. All right, I'll help you. I'll sponsor you with your visa. Promise. Oh God, Mr. Jonah Dark says Aloy's pronouns are boring, sleep, cardboard, LOL. Okay. Ham, do you have anything else to add on this whole thing about demonizing the white male?
You know, I still think that's a silly subject. Just the whole idea of demonizing I mean, I've never, and I'm not trying to get super political with anybody or whatever, but I've never been a huge fan of any kind of group that says you need to act and do this to, like, you need to check the boxes for us,
or else,
like any group. Yeah, or else any group like that.
It's that last part that it gets you like, maybe I don't like you.
Well, I'm one of those types of people. When you try to put me in a box, I try to figure out a way out.
Done.
You know, so like, you're telling me that I need to abide by these certain rules. It's fine if I already, think that that's, something I rock with or something that I do, right? But if you're telling me that I'm a problem because I don't abide by the same rules that you do, then I'm not.
We have a problem.
Exactly, and the same goes with, like even if you're doing it for a good cause, the bad part of the cause is that you're still trying to funnel people to tell them that they don't have a choice.
Yep.
This whole with us or against us,
or
to
against
be
us.
seen as equal to everybody makes zero sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
How are you gonna be in this pocket and then chant, "We want to be like"? It just never made sense to me. None of these groups out here make sense to me. Doing all of like none of them are even attempting to find a formula that everybody can kind of understand and get behind. They're just trying to blunt force you with ideals without even, seeing if there's a common ground for anything. Sure, the world might be big and a lot of people and the biggest thing that we know. But still, if you know something will trigger you, then why would you do that to other people?
But that's the thing, Ham. When you're selfish, you don't think about other people. It goes back to that conversation we had earlier about how I was so focused on just enjoying the console. When you are raised to almost worship yourself, you don't automatically think about other people. How is this person taking what I'm saying or what I'm going to say? You don't think like that. All you think about is imposing your will, because you've been told since you were born that you are the greatest thing since sliced bread. And what happens? You have a generation of people that believe that everything they touch, everything they say, everything they do is right. That's how you get to this situation where people don't think about how is this going to be received when I say it. They just know how to tell you what to do, but they're not empathetic. They don't know how to put themselves in your shoes.
Absolutely. Shout out to John TJ with the $5 super chat saying,
yes,
hi guys,
it says,
I'm 2
hi,
days.
Guys. Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
I got it. He says, hi guys, I'm 2 days and 7 hours in Starfield. Everyone please hit the like button. Are you guys enjoying it?
Y'all have been consistent, actually. Y'all have been consistent. Thank you guys for smashing that like button. Thank you. Ham, lastly on this one, I don't know if you want to add anything else.
No, I'm done.
Lastly on this one, I just wanted to discuss the point about the demonization of the white male or character in gaming, comics, movies, whatever. For me, right, I feel compelled to rail against the changes of white male characters for two reasons. They changed them to a black dude or to a black chick, right? Or a POC, right? I don't like that. First, because it's like, why can't I get an original character?
Right.
I'm not worth it.
100%.
I'm not worth it. What's that about, right? That's the first one. The second one, and Ham, this was a conspiracy theory until the leaks for Blade came out. Remember, when we started this channel, I was always railing against it. Like, dude, if they're doing this to all the white characters, right? At some point, they're going to run out of original male white characters. Who's next? Who's the next privileged group there? Male black characters. And I have always railed against the changing of male white characters because I knew they were going to come for Blade at some point. And you always laughing at me when I said, you always laughing. You're always
I'm
just
still
the way
laughing.
you're laughing now. And then the leak came out of the canceled Blade script. And it was very clear. The intention was to start off with Blade. And by the end of it, it's Bladette. So no. Leave the characters alone, make original characters. I'm sorry, not even because I love the male white characters, because I know that when y'all are done with the male white characters, you're coming for us. Stop it. No. John TJ with the $2 super chat. Thank you so much for the support. Says you should do the Mantis mission.
I 100% agree with you though, Lo, because it's just like, I don't want to see the replacement, man. I mean, it's different if you're casting for a new character and it's it's this white guy, then it's a different white guy. I mean, I feel like it should be kind of the same for like Blade or Wonder Woman or any of these other characters. But if you're going to say, yo, we're going way in a different direction, why not just start with a new story arc and give this character, whether they're white, Mexican, black, Asian of a certain descent, whatever. Just like, I feel like it would sure you're trying to lean on the IP that is like a Spider-Man or is an X-Man or whatever. But like, don't lose fans to gain fans. You know, like it's to me that's just a weird thing to do. Like in my opinion, things like Hancock was really cool.
Yeah, Hancock was nice.
I want to
And that
see more of
ending,
that type of
oh,
stuff where it's just like you make
that
a
ending,
character
dude.
that's relatable to today so nobody can complain about the history of that character.
Bro,
And just make it dope.
do you remember the ending of Hancock?
Oh, it was sad.
Oh my god, till today, bro. Just that was amazing. Chill Walker says, I'd rather have new characters than replace a character. Take Miles Morales, for example. Yeah, Miles Morales didn't come in and then they were like, this is now Peter Parker, random dude that looks like Loke 7. That's Peter Parker. Everyone's going to sit there and be like, what? Did he get sunburned or something? What happened to Peter Parker? And it's not even like a racist thing. It's just, it's part of his identity. If T'Challa being black is part of his identity, why is it Peter Parker being white, it can't be part of his identity? And if if T'Challa gets the privilege of protection, Peter Parker doesn't get the privilege of protection, are you not saying that you are exactly like the racist you complain about, but you are racist against another group, so you are better racists? Because the definition doesn't change. Anyways, we're getting off kilter here.
Yep.
Rachel says, sorry, look, I'm an uncultured excuse of a human being. I never saw Ham.
Let's move on, Luke. Come on.
On that note, Sag Aftra, wow, is looking to get authorization for a second strike against video game companies. So, for anyone that doesn't know, the actors, right, in Hollywood and the writers are striking right now. And now they want to extend it to video game companies. So this comes to us from IGN South Africa, not IGN USA that gave Starfield a 7 out of 10. This is IGN South Africa, okay? While Sag Aftra and its actors already have one strike underway against the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, it is now seeking a second strike that would go against a major video game companies for how they treat their performers. As reported by Variety, Sag Aftra have said the negotiations toward a new video game contract have reached a stalemate and that a strike would be the next best step to win wage increases and protection from artificial intelligence. Ham Solo, what are your thoughts?
That's a big deal right there. The artificial intelligence thing is a big deal. Because I mean, you got music. You got legit music coming out. And what I mean by legit is like you got music that sounds, plays, the beat, everything sounds exactly like that artist, and it sounds phenomenal. Sounds like a club bang. I heard this one Drake song from my bro, and he was just like, this song's pretty dope, isn't it? And I was like, yeah, where'd that song come from? And he's like, it's AI generated. Drake didn't really make this song. Oof. I was like, yo. So, I mean, like, to me, that is like the most important part of this whole like thing. Like, sure, getting the money tied away is important. Yes, because that's, you know, your well-being and everything like that. And whatever benefits, sure. But in this case, in my opinion, the protection from people using you or a form of you to create something without your, without you signing any kind of, paperwork or anything like that, that is detrimental and definitely needs to be looked at. You need to look at the fine print for that type of shit.
Ham, I hate to say this, right? But there's a part of me that hopes they strike. For two reasons specifically. And I hope the strike lasts like 6 months or maybe even a year.
All right.
The first reason is because remember we spoke about unions a couple of months ago, and last year my take was that unions are universally bad, right? And then a couple of months ago I did even more research on unions, and then I just understood that they're necessary evil, like crashes in the video game market. It's only happened once in the gaming industry, but it's happened several times in other industries. So it's a necessary evil. I think unions are a necessary evil as well. They need to come in to protect the employees, right? And then with time, the unions will get too powerful, and then they need to get disbanded, which is fine. The cycle of life, you get born, you live, you die. In this situation, I think it's necessary for them to strike because the people involved in the gaming industry, the real rock stars, I'm sorry, it's not Phil Spencer, it's not Todd Howard. I'm talking about the guys that put the code to get together for you to be able to fill up a whole compartment of your spaceship in Starfield with potatoes. Those are the rock stars. All right? The people in the credits, like 5 minutes later, that random Sophia something, Ben something, those are the real rock stars. They're the ones that make this thing work. And they don't get taken care of. So that's the first reason why I think they should strike. And the reason why I think it should last a while, Ham, I need to clear my backlog. All right? I'm just being honest. I'm sorry. I need the games to stop for a while. Like 12 months of just chill. Just let me get back to playing and finishing all these games that I've bought. And some of them I haven't even bought. I've just put them on a list on Excel. And I'm like, one day. And as that one day is approaching, freaking Starfield launches. And then Forza's coming. And then Spider-Man 2. And then Metal Gear Solid, the entire collection. And then Tekken's coming. And then the new Yakuza games coming. I haven't even finished the previous Yakuza games. I'm still Yakuza 5 right now. So those are the two reasons why, for me, Ham, this should happen and it should last for a while.
Okay.
You don't disagree with that one?
No, I mean, I'm just that's just an interesting point. I don't disagree or agree with it. I'm just like, if that happens, okay.
Today is a very peaceful episode. Me and you actually agreeing, and
I didn't say I agreed with you.
Fighting.
I just said I didn't disagree.
We're not fighting. Dude, are we about to fight about you not agreeing with me, Ham? Jesus.
I mean, I'm gonna have to make things spicy.
Rain G4 says, "Who is Ben something, bro? He's the guy who did the paint work for the ships on Starfield. That's all I know." Vega says, "Those people crunch hard. They need better working conditions and payment too." Dude, not just better, bro. The people that actually do the coding for these games, in my opinion, they should be earning like real money.
Absolutely.
Not chump change. Not money to like pay rent and stuff. I'm talking about having money to at least pay for a freaking, I don't know, 2015 Range Rover. All right? It doesn't have to be Bobby Kotick money, but have money to pay their mortgage.
They out here treating some of these devs like it's a call center, bro.
The stories I've heard, Ham. I'm serious. I live in a third world country. I get paid better than devs that are making AAA games. That's sad.
Tragic.
Sad.
I mean, or good on you. One of the two. I don't know.
Hey, it's all about how you look at it, angles.
Yeah.
All right.
Half empty or half full. You're right.
Dusty says, after having worked in Hollywood and growing up in the industry, yes, these people deserve better. Dancers especially, not just writers. Wow, you've worked in Hollywood, Dusty? Wow. Good on you, man.
Yeah, shout out to Dusty. I'll be having him on for Behind Them Sticks. Still need to schedule the time with them and whatnot, but I'm definitely interested in hearing his background.
Nice. Vincent says, you get a Ferrari and you get a Ferrari. You joke, Vincent, but you look at the money these companies make. It's heartbreaking. Tortoise Hawaii says voice actors get screwed. Yeah, they're also included in the Sag Aftra petition. All right, let's move on to the next point, Ham. You're good on this one, right?
Yeah, we gotta kind of wrap it up within the next 20 minutes because I have to go pick up my daughter from school. Because here, this is kind of an exciting reason. Like, I gotta pick up my daughter from school. Usually, my wife would pick her up on this day, but she is out in Florida right now doing hurricane relief with her business. So she's out making meals and stuff like that for people. Their target goal is like at least like 80,000, which doesn't sound like a lot, but for the area, good. I mean, 80,000, that's 80,000 more mouths fed, right?
Yes.
Which is always a good thing.
Shout out to your wife, man.
Yeah,
actually doing something out there.
Yeah, she's out there working, man. I'm
not
proud
just
of
putting
her.
out some. It's not putting out some hashtag. Oh, think of X tragedy, and then moving on with her life.
Right.
She's actually doing something.
Yeah,
Jeez.
she came to me like she needed to ask me to do it or something, and I was like, yeah, take your ass down there, go do it. Like not only is it good, not only is it good for the people, but it's also good for you, your resume. It's just good all around. It's just good.
Yeah.
Like, just take advantage of that situation and and make it work for you, and also make people happy in the process. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Dubs all around. Pixel Beard, welcome in, bro. Welcome in. Coming in here slowly. Okay, next one. And this is also speaking to the developers, the real rock stars of the video game industry, in my opinion. Exclusive new survey reveals that many game developers consider their career unsustainable. This is also from IGN South Africa, not IGN USA.
You are being very specific when you say that.
Bro, I was fighting for my life. You sound
very
on
embarrassed of IGN America. I'm just saying.
I just want to say I'm not. I was fighting for my life on Friday. I'm not going to do it anymore. Okay. Anyway, like much of the entertainment industry over the last handful of years, the world of video games is too familiar with mass layoffs. This year alone, we've seen staff let go at League of Legends developer Riot Games, Xbox Game Studios, Embracer Group, and most recently BioWare. Beyond layoffs, the video game industry is notorious for crunch and other labor problems. Conversations about unionization in video games date back several years. In 2021, Vodio became North America's first certified game developer union after shutting down less than a year later. Oh, before shutting down less than a year. God damn. We've seen unionization. We've seen unionization votes at Raven Software and Activision Blizzard. And in August, Working Man Interactive staffers filed for unionization. But while unions have cropped up here and there in video game industry, the IATSE's global goal is to collaborate with game workers to unionize across the United States. IGN can exclusively reveal the details of IATSE's 2023 GameWorkers.org rates and conditions survey, where the organization asked hundreds of video game developers about their pay, benefits, and working conditions. The survey says that the video game industry is, and I quote, suspended in a parallel reality compared to other sectors of entertainment where union representation is more common. It also points out the lack of widespread unionization despite the fact that video games now 5 times more profitable for these employers than motion pictures. So to your joke, Vincent Vega, to your joke, everyone should be getting a Ferrari. Going back to the article, most game workers reported that their game career is either unsustainable or they are unsure whether it is sustainable, and less than half make it to their 7th year working in the industry. The survey's introduction reads in part, unfair pay disparities within singular job titles, lack of retirement security, pressure to work unpaid overtime, low wages, burnout, and exhaustion were widespread and commonly reported. Ultimately, 2 in 3 respondents indicated that they did not believe they were in a position to negotiate viable solutions to these problems on their own, highlighting an environment where unionization and collective bargaining could be a viable alternative to the status quo. Ham, are you shocked that devs are not thrilled about their situation?
No. I feel 2 different ways about this. Like, I feel like, you guys are producing a product that makes, like, or not everybody, not every company, because we talk about it all the time. Oh, this game was a dud. This game flopped. This game didn't make the kind of money that it set out to. Yada yada yada. So, like, in a sense, it's kind of like, yeah, I feel bad. They should be getting, more security at least for the work that they do. Pay, I feel like that can kind of, depends on where you work, right? And what you do there. But as for security, that's something that's not funny. That's something that stinks. Like, think about it this way. Like, there are people, believe it or not, there are people that, will work some pretty, regular jobs, work at Dollar General, dollar store, or the dollar store or gas station or whatever. And they make their lives, work and whatnot. But they also know that that gas station ain't closing tomorrow. Dollar store is a big business. They're not going to just shut down shop. And if they did, it'd be big news. Right?
Yes.
So to come into work every day, finish a product, because a lot of these other jobs don't have like a finished product in mind. Like a dollar store, they don't have like, a point where they finish and then lay off. Maybe they have a busier season, but they don't have one where they just are kind of maybe completely moving over to something else or something like that. They're pretty consistent in what they do on an everyday basis. As for gaming, it's like when a game gets finished or an update gets finished, there could be layoffs.
That's it.
No, or there's gonna be layoffs, right? And for things that were happening with like Microsoft, and here I am knocking Microsoft right now because they were doing this whole like contract.
Aren't you an Xbox? I thought you were an Xbox.
I mean, I love Xbox, but come on, like I don't like the idea of like I got mercenaries pretty much working for me. None of them I'm ever gonna really trust, because as soon as I start to like them, they'll just be gone. Think of that as a relationship with people in the workspace that can't even set those type of rules. Like, I don't know, like a manager within that sector of just like, okay, we're managing the part in the game, like the corridors and like just level design. We're just doing that. I'm managing this team. I don't know him. He wasn't here last year. He re-signed. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the relationships for the manager is even like wishy-washy. Because because a lot of people look at gaming and they think that it's just like Todd Howard, a couple people under him that move everybody, and it's like, and it's just like not.
There's
like
hundreds of people, dude.
Yeah, it's segmented into a lot of different teams, and those team leads can't can't always hire and fire or keep certain people around. You know, they got to do whatever the person paying for the game or the people on the top
Above
are doing.
them.
So exactly. So it's just like, man, that security factor to me, and not being able to keep maybe your job, or being worried that after this game finishes, I'm already filling out applications before I'm even done here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that sense of worry is troublesome. Like I said, the payment thing, I feel like that's like just a natural issue of the day and age, is that people generally, in my opinion, don't get paid what they're worth at most jobs anywhere. And the people that do get paid what they're worth get paid way too much half the time. They get paid way above what they're worth. In like, in the sense of like just being a human, right? So I mean, it's a troubling subject. Money, it's a troubling subject for sure. But yeah, I really feel bad, like, after hearing all this stuff about the sustainability in 7 years. That's nuts. Think of saying I have lasted more than 90% or yada yada of people at year 8.
That's crazy.
Not even 10 years yet. Not even a decade. But then again, think you got to remember also, gaming is a young business. But is it young enough for these excuses to be valid? I'd say no.
Yeah. For me, what worried me most in this article was no retirement plans. Ham. When I read that, a light went off in my head. Until unionization becomes a thing, we will never have a problem with indie devs. All this stuff that we hear about consolidation and Microsoft wants to buy everything, Tencent wants to buy everything. Ham, don't worry. People in the chat, don't worry. We good. Actually, let me read the super chats and then I'll finish my point. John TJ with a $5 super chat says, Ham, later do you want to chat about Starfield and play it? Because I'll tell you about the Mantis mission, legendary suit, and free ship. Drawn, what about me? Why are you acting like it's just Ham here? What's this about? Do you have a problem with Africans? What's happening? DJ Birdo.
He has a problem with African Texans, but not African Americans.
I freaking knew it. Oh my god.
You know what, which is your favorite term? Because I am a proud African American.
No, you're not African American. You are a black American person. There's nothing African about you, bro.
You trying to say
Berto
I'm not
Doss.
black? Yes.
I said you were a black American. That's what I said. That's what I said. You're a black
Don't
American.
disrespect my heritage
All right.
that I
Oh,
don't know
Lord.
where.
All right.
That I
What
don't know
village
about,
were you
actually.
born in?
I don't know. That's what I was just getting at. I was like, I don't
All
know.
right then. All right then.
The village
DJ,
of Old Cheney,
don't say
Nebraska.
Wakanda. Don't say Wakanda. Okay. Cool. DJ Birdie with $2 super chat. Thank you. Says Starfielders hit that like button. Smashing it. Y'all are smashing it today. Thank you so much, guys.
As a matter of fact, but I needed to answer Dron TJ. Hit me up a little bit later tonight around I'd say 9 o'clock Central Time. I'll be up for a few more hours and definitely playing. So
both of you guys can go jump off a bridge. You guys can go jump off a bridge.
You can hop in the party chat whenever you want.
Nah, he didn't invite me. I'm salty. I'm salty now.
I'm talking about any of our party chats. Any of them.
Oh, okay. I'm not jumping in today's party chat. I'm pissed off about that one.
Okay, be salty.
So to finish my point, the lack of security. Guys, don't worry about indie devs. Don't worry about all this consolidation because Microsoft can buy all the IP they want. But if they can't keep the devs, they're not going to do anything. Same thing for Sony. Same thing for Tencent. The indie model will not die because of the greed of the corporations. Because what's going to happen is that all the devs get in wide-eyed and just honored. Oh, I can't believe I actually worked on Diablo 7. Oh, this is amazing. 2-3 years down the line, after all the crunch, after being mistreated, after all that insecurity, they've created a clique within the studio of Microsoft or of Sony or of whatever. And they're like, guys, let's go start our own studio and sort out our retirement plan. Because these guys clearly don't give a crap about us. Let's go make a decent game. We'll all make out like millionaires, and we're good. Ham, am I reaching or does that make sense?
What you're doing is being petty for change right now. If you look at the chat, you're being petty for change. And I tell you what, I don't like it. I'm going to hit the dislike button.
Hey, I need to pay for my Game Pass somehow. Okay?
Somebody's got to hit the dislike button here. I might as well be me.
Highland Cypher, $2 super chat says, you can jump into my party chat. Look, we'll do. Silent Cypher, we'll do. Dron TJ says, Look, you can come into the chat. Not today, bro. Today I'm pouting. I'm pouting.
He called you Loke. Right. I love it.
What is it? Did he call me Loke? Oh, Lord. Okay. Dusty says, consider overhead. Yeah, that's why the average is 7 years, bro. That's why it's 7 years, because it gives just enough time for the devs to get in, get crushed, right, into oblivion, and then organize, and then for the next 2-3 years, stack up the cash to go start up their own stuff.
Yeah, and I imagine there's a ceiling. I imagine there's a ceiling of just kind of like your regular pay for that for that amount of service or time being spent with within the building. Just like I mean, you think about like the yearly salary of a Walmart super GM, right? It's probably very similar at least in the area, not state by state because they have different taxes and different all that stuff, but like within the same city, you could probably say most of the GMs are around the same pay range as each other. No one's way up here and someone's just like, I'm sure there's always somebody drowning, but there's no one way up here.
Mhm.
There's no one way up there that's making just an astronomical amount, making double what everybody else is. So I imagine that ceiling gets hit after 7 years, and I mean the average shows that the person just kind of gives by that point. They're just like, I'm
Yep.
done, moving on, moving to
Moving on.
another,
And
moving to another business that may value what I do. That's not gaming, but I'm
Yeah.
maybe doing the same thing somewhere else, but it ain't gonna be in gaming.
mostly it's lateral, Ham. Mostly it's still gaming, but they moved to a situation where their future is guaranteed. And for me, these are the people that make it work, Ham. I don't understand it. I would love to sit down with someone at Microsoft that decides where the monies go, or Sony, or any one of these publishers. I'd like to sit down and understand how it makes sense, right, to pay the guy that signs 1 or 2 checks all the money in the world, all of it, right? Money that if he spent $1 million a day, he would die before he finished that money, right? We're gonna pay that guy all that money, and then the guy that makes the product that people are paying for, that guy we're going to shiv. I would like to understand the logic there, because my mind is too small. I'm too dumb to understand this. I'm sorry. And I'm specifically talking about Bobby Kotick. I'm specifically talking about Bobby Kotick because maybe you can talk about what's his name, Todd Howard, because I don't know. I don't know what he does, but he's game different, unique, etc., etc. Kojima, same thing. Bobby Kotick, Ham. It's Call of Duty. It's Candy Crush. Exactly what did Bobby Kotick contribute specifically to the last 10 Call of Duties? What touch, what quirk was Bobby Kotick completely? What funds? They were already there. This thing has been a success since 2000 and what, 6, 7.
I think he just brings like the history. I'm not giving him like love or credit, but like he just kind of is
Because
or
you exist.
was. Yeah, pretty much. He's like the name there. He is the answer to a lot of people, and but
What
his
question?
answers, but his answers stink.
I want to know what the
People are
question
just
is.
like, and people are just like, you know what? You made another Call of Duty. It's all right.
Did he make it though?
But like,
I
that's
mean-
what, you know, he's, I mean, it's just like
At the-
the president or any other thing around the world. Did they build the interstate? No, they didn't. But they were there. They may have approved of it.
Okay,
They
so
didn't
Ham,
build it though.
good example. Good example using the president. You don't compare the president to the guy that's fixing the road. Those are different levels.
Right.
You compare the president to politicians, to the other politicians, correct?
Exactly.
You have Bobby Kotick. Let's go with your analogy. He's the president. Who are the other politicians? The guys that make Parliament run, or in your case, it's Congress, right? The guys that make the whole thing work. Who are they?
Are you asking me who they are?
It's the devs. That was a rhetorical question.
Oh, I thought you were asking me like for names.
No.
I was like a lot.
It was a rhetorical question. Rain G4 says, what's the salary of a game developer? The average, right? The average, and this is sad, it's about 2,000 to 2,500. And we're talking average globally. We're not talking AAA, AA, indie. Average globally, right? You take devs from even Nigeria, India, etc., etc., it's about 2,000, 2,500 per month. That's
I
crazy.
tell you
guys.
what, I'll tell you what Bobby did. He
What
created
did
a
he do?
culture.
A culture. You know what? I can't take that from him. I can't take
He
it.
created
You
a
know
culture.
what?
He did that.
You know, and you stopped short. You didn't say a good culture, a productive culture. You
He
just said he
created
created
a culture.
That is
A culture.
it. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. That specifically,
He cultivated
Bobby
a culture
created.
over a long time.
Oh my god. I'm uncomfortable talking about this culture. Let's move on to
Yeah, we gotta get heading. I got about 5 minutes left.
yeah. Last topic. Let's end the show on a light note. Jeremy Brown. Thank you. Welcome in, Jeremy Brown. Jeremy Brown says, let Loke cook. There we go. There we go. This guy knows what's up. All right. The last topic today is the internet having fun after PlayStation offers Spider-Man fans 19 inches of venom. This is also from IGN South Africa. Okay. The internet is having fun with a social media post from PlayStation offering Spider-Man 2 fans 19 inches of venom. Well, the post on, I'm not saying X, no, the post on Twitter is referring to the collector's edition of Spider-Man 2's 19-inch Venom statue. Fans taking it as innuendo have had their fun in the replies. Weird choice of words, PlayStation, said one user. The other one said, you mean the figurine, right? Asked another. And then the last quote is, someone in marketing today is getting a fat bonus check with the most nastiest side eye the department has ever seen. A Reddit post titled, did they have to word it like that? Also shot up to the top of the Spider-Man subreddit and garnered similar responses. Another quote read, they knew what they were doing, said one user, while another dubbed the incoming villain Daddy Venom. Ham, how do you feel about those 19 inches?
Oh my goodness, that is disgusting. to introduce me into this topic that way. But anyways, I thought it was excellent for a few different reasons. So I thought it was really funny and a great way of marketing, right? Because that's obviously going to get people's eyes and a bunch of attention, a lot of shock value with that. And Spider-Man, I'm excited for the game as well. Like I'm pretty excited for the game to come out. Can't wait to play it. I tell you though, I couldn't help but also think, man, it really describes what PlayStation's doing to y'all over there.
Oh my god, Ham!
I couldn't help to think about that as well. I was just like, yeah. I've seen one girl on Twitter say, I'll take all 19 inches. And I was like, whoa.
Damn!
And I'm just like, man,
19!
Like the amount of the level of, platform loving is at an all-time high for PlayStation right now. And to me, it's very fun to watch. It's fun to sit back and watch because people will take it they'll take these console things so personal and rip on another game that's on a different console because, they need to keep their thing relevant. And I mean, I'm right there with what Cozy said this last Friday on Bullshit. And like, if they're going to keep paying more and they're okay with it,
Why are we
why
fighting
not
this?
just do it? Why not just charge them more? They're gonna keep doing it. We're getting record numbers when we raise the prices.
Oh
Right.
my goodness.
So and that guy was like, you know what? You're right, boss. Guess what? I got the perfect tweet for not only the way we've been treating our fans, but
Oof.
also what we're expecting this game to do this year. Like it was very clever, and I totally looked at it like, y'all really enjoying that dick down, ain't y'all? Because
Oh
I mean,
my goodness.
because y'all, come on now. They raised the price. They just raised the prices and then had the audacity to say that.
Yep.
Sure, it's on a game that's not online or not even really necessary for PlayStation Essential Plus. I mean Essential, Premium, or Extra. It's not necessary for that. But it's just like, if you were to hear and then see how that just all rolled out, it was just crazy. And then they also, like I said, got we talked about it last week. They got the Audis company as
Yeah.
well, which are known for
Mhm.
premium, and you will pay when it comes to stuff like that. I'll be surprised if they have like $100 headset ever again, if that's what they're using. It'd be
Yeah.
really consumer friendly and pretty dope. And I think the functionality would be superb because Audis is dope. Like, don't get it twisted just because they got that. I mean, it's there ain't nothing wrong with it. It just sounds more expensive now. Everything
Yeah.
with PlayStation just sounds more expensive, and then they have the nerve to tell you that you get 19 inches of venom. Like, god damn.
I do have various rebuttals, Ham, but you need to get out of here. So I just want to say a quick thank you to our members: Too Big, Stanley Francois, K Asante, Void Lock, Dusty, Vic the Click, Remake Station, Pixel Bit G, Dorian Gray, Jacob Novak, Dolan Knight, Matt Likes Games, Blind Giant 808, Tortoise Hawaii, Wise Old Gamer, Tomboy 901, Sour Blow 18, Dragon Out, Yo B, Brodicious 23, Boogeyman, Raichi, Silent Cypher, and Just Mel. We really, really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you for always showing up, for always supporting us. And shout out to the chat today. Y'all were on fire today. Thank you so much.
It was a great job.
Hamothy, take us out of here.
Yeah, thanks everybody for checking us out on this Tuesday midday discussion for the lowdown, like we always do. Make sure you come back, check us out on Thursday. I'll be having Post Up come through for an interview of Behind Them Sticks. Should be a pretty interesting one. If you don't know about him, come get to know the bro. He big time on the Xbox, really loves Xbox. He's been following the ABK deal really closely, but yeah, we'll be talking about his background and also what he's kind of looking forward to and all that good stuff. You guys know how it goes for Behind Them Sticks. And then on Friday we got another episode of Bullshitting with me, Matt, Cozy Beluga, Logue. And do we have a special guest yet planned out?
Not yet. Still working on that one.
All right, sounds good, brother. But we appreciate everybody for pulling up. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you to the members that continue to come back and check us out. And thank you to just the general folks that are coming and joining and hitting that subscribe button, that enjoy just our conversation and whatnot. We appreciate you guys. Yeah, on that note, we're out. Thanks, y'all. And as I always say, it's your boy Ham Solo with TSWS Gaming, letting you know to keep it gaming or keep it moving. Peace.